Hi everybody.
Hi.
As you know, my name is Hannah from Western Washington University through the TESOL program. And I just wanted to say thank you first of all to everybody. This opportunity has been a very wonderful experience for me, something completely unforgettable. And also thank you Sam, and thank you Shannon, especially for your PowerPoint. I'll be sure to read that later. So first I just want to start, Shannon and Sam are both my cloud partners. And so this first one is Shannon's class. She has 18 sixth graders in her class, and then Sam's class consists of the 11 fourth graders. And like you would expect, some of them are very outgoing, a lot more extroverted, and will be the ones to speak out more in class, but then you also have the kids who are a lot more shy. But in general, I think that from the beginning until now, I've seen a lot of improvement with the kids and their willingness to speak English in class. So with our initial lessons, it was basically just a lot of introductions and very basic questions, me getting to know them and their school, and then also them asking me questions about my personal life or my school and my work. And so at first, I was really worried that students wouldn't want to talk to me, or they would kind of just sit quietly in class. But I think even from our very first lesson and our very first meeting, the students seemed very excited and very willing to interact with me. And that was something that made me feel a lot better throughout this whole process. So something that was very important to me personally was a lot of the planning that we did in Bellingham. So during summer, I actually had summer classes at Western for 4 weeks. And during most of my classes, we also got to interact with all of the Taiwanese teachers for their cloud project. And something I was really worried about initially was me being the youngest person in this entire program, and also not having a lot of experience. So the classes that I took this summer was kind of really my first experience teaching and also planning lessons and stuff. So I stressed to both of my partners that I am not as experienced as some of the people here, but they were very, very accepting of that and helped me a lot throughout this process. Yes, and so they helped push me to learn and to practice the things that I had been learning in my class, but also helping me and pushing me to learn, and they gave me a lot of freedom with the lessons that we planned together. And so that kind of made me use what I had been learning in my classes and also combine with their efforts. So since they were also taking classes at Western at this time, they could kind of learn from me and what I was learning, but I also had the opportunity to learn from them and what they had been learning in their classes. And so once we started our cloud lessons in September, once again, I was very nervous at first, but after our first lessons with everybody, I did begin to feel a lot better and a lot more comfortable. And as I got to know the students more and as they got to know me more, the atmosphere became a lot friendlier and a lot more fun. And so, like I said, some days students don't want to talk and they can be very quiet in classes. But I try not to get discouraged by those days because there are other days where they're very responsive and they're talking all the time in class. They want to ask me questions without me prompting them or anything. Like sometimes they'll just shout out something random in class that was from a previous lesson, and that's kind of when I first became really touched because it was kind of like showing all of our efforts together, that they were actually improving and they were learning and remembering things. So we also, as I said before, had the opportunity to do combined lessons with all three of us. So for our Halloween lesson and for our Thanksgiving lesson, we tried a Skype call with not just 2 classes, but all 3 of them together. And so I was very nervous at first with like any potential technical difficulties. Having that much going on through Skype, but it actually worked really well, and like they said, students became really competitive with each other, and I think that motivated them to help remember and learn more when they can compete, not just against their own class, but people from a completely different school that they had never met before. So I've only had the chance to go to Shannon's school so far, but it was definitely a very memorable experience for me, especially because I had the chance to meet the whole school, so all of the students from 1st grade to 6th grade. And even the students that I had never met before, they would run up to me, they would hug me and hold my hand, and they were very excited about speaking English, even if all they could say was like, "Good morning, teacher Hannah, hello." So that experience was very nice to me because it kind of reminds me of experiences I've had before. We've hosted people from other countries before in our house back home, and I never spoke any of their language, so it was kind of the first time I was faced with the challenge of wanting to speak to someone so badly, but I didn't know their language and they didn't know ours. And so that's actually what motivated me in my own language learning and what motivated me to start studying Japanese and start studying Chinese and Spanish, because I want to be able to talk to people around the world. And so I hope that my visit to the school and all of the lessons that I've had with these kids will motivate them so they know that language is a way of communication and not just a subject to be tested or like something to get a high score to get into a different school. So it was nice to see this genuine interest from all of these kids, especially because I think that all kids have something special. There's like an innocence and a purity, even if they're coming from bad backgrounds, that they just want to learn and have fun, and kind of being a kid is the best time to learn all of these things. And seeing all of these kids wanting to speak to me, only say 2 or 3 words, was something that was very special and touching. Even one of Shannon's kids said that he really wanted to go to America, and that was the first time that any of the kids had shown an interest in going outside of their community, especially because, like Shannon said, a lot of her students are from an orphanage or they're from really bad family backgrounds, so the chances of them leaving their city is not very high. But I'm glad that now some of the students can kind of see and understand that they can use English as a way to get out of a bad situation or go further in life than what they would have thought before. So in my experience, this entire project has been something very special to me. Everybody I met here has been nothing but welcoming, the entire school, all of the club partners. I can only hope that we'll continue to converse with each other in the future. I don't really want this project to actually end. It's really weird to think that after today I probably won't see a lot of you again, at least for a long time. But basically overall, this project has given me a lot of new strategies that I can use in my future teaching, a lot of new ideas that I would have never thought of before, new experiences not only with the teachers when they came to America, but also here in Taiwan, and a lot of new friends, so thank you.